well like he normally does. Nice kick to the wing to that player we said who needs to lift in Brady Egan. Brady Egan's out in the wing. He gets it. It's a kick. It's a shocking kick, though. Goes over Barden's head, and it will bounce out of bounds. No, it doesn't. Kept in play. Well done to Hallahan from Sereno. Hallahan ahead. Head goes long, but it looks like straight to the right player in Millhouse. Millhouse at centre-half back goes wide to Jim Jennings. Another player that Rye need to lift. Jennings goes long, looking for Sterling or Henley. Up they go. Good spoil there by the player in Casper. Comes out to Appleford from Rye. He gets pushed in the back. Gets one across the head. Umpire says play on. Good tackle by Woody. Comes out back to Appleford. It'll be Stacks on the mill. It's going to be a ball up right in front of the commentary position here. We're about 70 metres out from the Rye goal.
So right in front of our commentary position, Williams and Appleford again. Good play there by Whitty. Kicked the ball high, only as far as Marston, who's got the footy for the Sharks. Kicks it to the wing position again, and not a great kick. Lockwood came over the back. He decked whoever that is down on the ground. Millhouse picked up by Jennings in the centre of the ground for the Demons. This looks good. Kicks inside 50 now. Gelino versus Potter. Gelino gathers. Little left footer. Goes towards the goal. Brigden happy to push it over the line and through for a minor score. So good work there by Gelino. They play on immediately. It's Kenyon who's got the footy now. Deep inside defensive 50. Goes to the outer side of the ground. Nice kick it was. Finds Tapscott.
Had a lot of the footy, Tapscott. Probably the best on ground at the moment, Tapscott.
He is, as he kicks the ball up towards the 50-metre line now. Lockwood comes out, went for the big fly, couldn't pull it down. And the ball goes over the line out of bounds. Around 45 metres out from the Sorrento goal. Kicking towards the Melbourne Road end. It is the goal-scoring end in this third quarter.
Bit scary to have Corp hasn't dominated all Lockwood, and they're still 26 points up, so another 25. So it's a bit, Rye would not want them two to get hold of the footy because it could spell the big end of this game. Up they go. It's Appleford against Williams. Williams gets the tap down again. Comes down. Could be around the neck. Is it the no player in the est? Rowan David. He has given the free kick. I think was actually tackled around just about the shoulder, but as the Sereno player went down, the tackle drove up around the neck, and it is a free kick, and I think it is... I can't pick it up from here, Towie, who got that. If it's Lockwood or...
No, that's Lockwood.
That is Lockwood. So
yep.
Scotty Lockwood, a noted goal kicker for the Mount Eliza Footy Club before crossing over to Sorrento. He'll kick from 50 metres out with the breeze.
I reckon it's beyond his journey, though, there.
So Lockwood comes in right on the 50-metre line. Oh, it's a shocking kick, and that is on the full. It's going to hit a car. It's that's a terrible kick, and he's not in the best form at the moment, Scotty Lockwood.
He's just too far out from goal, Beale.
Yep.
Simple as that. He needs to play out of the square. Corp's got to play high, and maybe I'm the only person that can see that, but that's where he played his best footy at Mount Eliza. If you're going to recruit a player from one club to come to your club, you usually try and play him in the same position, and that's his best position, is at full forward, playing out of the square. Because of that reason, he takes a mark around the 50, he's not going to hurt you.
Comes to Danaher. Oh, good tackle by the Sereno player on the wing.
Got to be rewarded.
Dropping the ball, yes.
Tapscott.
And it's, oh, there might have been 50 metres there. Tapscott. He started the third quarter like he started the first half, in very good form. Luke Tapscott on the wing, goes in short. Oh, he's kicked it straight in the man, the mark in Danaher. But he butters up again, Tapscott. Balks round once, goes on the right foot, kicks to the centre half forward position. Looking for Casper, he can't get there. Comes out to Lockwood. Lockwood for Sereno, gets a handball out to Tieran Head. Head on his left foot. Goes in wide, goes into the top of the goal square. Up they go, Corp, can't take a mark. Butters up well though, Corp. Gets the ball, gets on his right foot, has a snap for goal, and has kicked a point. I think he's kicked, or is it... What's happened here? It's going to be a free kick. Free kick to Rye. Have to call play on, surely.
No, you can't. Got to bring it back.
That's right. Free kick to Rye on the goal square in the full-back position. It looks like being taken... is that Whitty or Henley? Jimmy Jennings. Jennings comes up to Danaher. Oh, great mark by Hallahan from Sereno. Probably not enough effort there for Danaher for Rye. Could have done a lot more to spoil that ball, Towie.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd be pretty comfortable being Hallahan being one out on Danaher, I think. I don't think...
now, this bloke will make the distance.
He will. He'll get the journey from here, no doubt at all. So he'll kick from about 48, I reckon, James Hallahan. He's a beautiful kick of the footy normally. His side leads by 25 points. We've played 4.5 minutes. Hallahan comes in, starts it right, trying to work it back. Doesn't do any work for him, though, through for a minor score. So 9-5. 59 plays 5-3, 33. As I said, 5 minutes gone, third quarter.
Millhouse will bring it in for Rye. Millhouse goes long. Oh, it's not a very good kick. Goes to Dunn and Hallahan. Luckily for Rye, goes over the top, but straight to Tieran Head. Tieran Head gets onto his left foot. Now back onto his right. Takes a bounce. Goes in short. Good kick. It's play on by the umpire. Went to Marston. Good tackle there by Dunn. I think it is from Ryan. The umpire will say, I'll have it and ball up.
It was about 8 metres. That's why it was play on.
Yeah, certainly wasn't the required 15. And up they go. It'll be Appleford against Williams. Williams is dominating in the ruck. Williams again gets it down to Gladman. Gladman goes in short. Goes to Treby. Goes over his head. Comes to Kirkwood for Rye. He can't get it out. Going to be tackled. The umpire might say holding the ball.
Yeah, it is.
And he's going to.
Tapscott again.
Yeah, good tackle there. Just should have got probably rid of it, Adam Kirkwood. I mean, he got tackled, he got slung to the ground, had to got rid of it, would have been play on, but just hung on to it, and Tapscott...
He's hurt again, though. He's grabbing the back of his neck.
I think he's just hard tackle. Oh, it's 50 metres. Oh, that's terrible by the right player in Dunn, I think it was.
That pain will go pretty quickly now that he's going to kick from point-blank range for goal number 4.
Didn't throw the ball back the required way, in a sense. It's pretty ordinary when it happens.
They're going to go and have a good... They're going to have a good look at him, though, mate, because... It was a big, heavy tackle that he laid.
Yeah, true. And
there was a fair bit of rolling around on the ground that he grabbed the back of his neck. He seems to be okay now, though, as he goes in and kicks a goal from point-blank range, and they move to 10-5-65 to 5-3-33, 6.5 gone. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Bayside Nissan offers competitive insurance, flexible finance, and the best prices across a massive range of new pre-owned and demonstrator vehicles. Our award-winning local dealership teams are committed to giving you great service, great deals and a host of after-sales benefits only a large group can offer. So come in, ask about our easy as 1-2-3 finance plan, or find us at baysidedeals.com.au. Great brands, great people and great cars.
Station sponsor.
Sereno into attack again, playing nice footy at the moment as Dane Thompson tried to gather it, picked up by Lockwood. Left foot kick, top of the square. Tapscott again, 5. He's kicked 5, Luke Tapscott. 11-5, 71 to 5-3, 33, and he's single-handedly just dominating Rye at the moment. He's kicked as much as Rye has in total.
15,
Michael Voss.
15 possessions, Towie, 5 goals. Give him the trophy now.
Well, he has got one hand on the trophy and he's probably got his first name engraved on it. But Jimmy Jennings has gone to him. Lee Moore started on him early. He burnt Lee Moore off. They put Jimmy Jennings on him. Now it looks like he's burning Jimmy Jennings off because he's kicked 2 goals in this third quarter to take it 5 for the day. He already had 3 in the first half. We've played 8 minutes of this third quarter, and at the moment, if Rye don't kick the next 1 or 2 goals, it could be all over.
I'll give you 2 quick scores, boys. Hastings by 13 points, 4-12 to 3-5, and Frankston 5-9, Dramana 4-7.
Comes out to Mullet from Rye. Mullet goes up, goes short to Barden, but Barden can't make it. And Brett Kenyon, a lot of people said, and probably mine included, thought his senior days might have been beyond him, but he's played a pretty good game. Comes out to Potter from Frankston, Sereno. Potter gets it over to, and that's Danny Stevenson. Stevenson to Zach Burns. Zach Burns in short, and a good mark. That is a good
50.
mark. Could be 50.
Gotta be 50.
And Thompson just, is that Lockwood? I think it's Lockwood.
Yeah, it is.
Scotty Lockwood and Thompson give him one to sort of go on with. It could have been an easy 50, that one. It had it been paid, I think many people would have thought, well, that wasn't 50, but the umpire didn't give it. Lockwood will have a shot 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Tyab 8-9, Pearsdale 7-6.
Too far out to score here. Somebody should be going past for the handball because Scotty Lockwood is not going to get the journey from here. So he kicks from about 50 and he doesn't get the journey. Tieran Head goes back, almost took the mark, and the ball goes over the line and through for a minor score. So they're dominating early in this third quarter. 11 goals, 6-72 to 5-3, 33. 8.5 gone in the third quarter.
Red Hill up by 5 goals, Towie.
Shivers. Isn't that a turn-up? I watched some of it last week and I left that ground thinking they're not going to be beaten for the rest of the year. Beerley, it's just an amazing footy season, isn't it?
It is. And it comes to Mullet. Mullet goes wide to Jimmy Jennings. Good mark to Hallahan, is it? Or Marston? I just can't. You're a long way away from the broadcast, are you?
Yeah, it's somebody with the shoulder.
Probably Treby. I think it's Treby. Lee Treby. Yep. Definitely Lee Treby.
No, it's not. It's not definitely. I reckon it's Chad Harris.
Well, it could be
Number
Chad
26.
Harris.
I reckon it's Chad Harris, mate.
Let's see. Chad Harris, left or right footer?
Chad's right footer, Treby's left.
It's a Chad Harris goes long. It's a nice kick up to Coyle. Oh, it goes up. Comes down. Good play by. Comes to that player in Tapscott. Can't get it. Comes to Buenos Kerr from right. He can't get it either. It comes down here too. It's going to be a snap at goal. No, it's a handball over. It's going to be a snap in a minute from Gladman. Gladman balks one, balks twice, has a shot, and he's kicked it on the full.
Good play though by Sereno. Then they didn't panic, did they? They just worked the ball out to get someone free. Gladman probably had a little bit more time than he thought, and he kicked it behind.
What's inside 50s, Vossi, this quarter?
8-4 in favour of Sorrento. They are one goal off winning this game.
Yeah, they are. So the ball comes back into play. Brady Egan takes the mark, probably his first for the afternoon. Defensive 50, goes in short, finds a skipper in Adam Kirkwood. So they're still in the danger zone, the Demons. He's got something that he likes out to the members' wing. Comes out towards Henley, taps it over his head, was hoping for somebody to run onto it. The boundary line beat them all, including Johnny Casper. And the ball goes over the line out of bounds. Right in front of the Clary Jennings stand. The very spot we're fortunate enough to be calling the footy from today. We are in prime location here at Rowley Reserve as the ball's tapped down there by Corp. Gladman, good play by Sterling, trapped it. Barden picks it up, left foot kick, kicks it to a dangerous spot. Kenyon's got his name written all over it, couldn't take it. Brigden with some work to do, so is Potter. Potter comes in, handball to Marston, and way too easy that was for the Sharks as they kick it to the members' wing. Corp's got it now, not a great kick, so he just hacks it forward, likes what he sees up forward, but great play there, Ryan Taylor. Takes the mark in the last line of defence. Kirkwood gives it to Mullet. Defensive 50, so it was a great build-up by the Sharks, but they coughed it up, that last kick. Millhouse bit off a little bit more than he could chew, comes out to Jennings, needs Mullet in support, gets him now. Chopped off there, that was by Gardner. He dives on top of it, Mullet's in there as well. And a comedy of errors there from both sides, sees the ball on the outer wing. And the umpire will ball the ball up. 72 plays 33, Sereno in control.
You'll spot on before, Toey. Just too easy out of the right forward line. Comes to Sereno Gladman. Gladman goes long, looking for a call. I think it's Tapscott. That is a fantastic mark. If that is Luke Tapscott, I'm pretty sure it is. That is a This bloke is on fire at the moment, Luke Tapscott.
Yeah, he is.
He is on fire. Yeah, that's Tapscott, all right. I think he's hurt himself, though, this time.
Yeah, he has, but he's just put his hand up to the bench, so it's got nothing to do with his neck, I don't think.
He's a great mark, a contested mark. There was 4 or 5 players going for it. He had eyes for the footy. Across the pack, bang, he's going to have a shot from 35 metres out. He's just about directly in front.
He's kicked 5 already, Bailey.
Well, he's kicked 3 in the first half, and he's going for his 3rd in the 3rd quarter. For goal number 6, Tapcott goes, bang, and misses it. Well, good build-up, but...
it was.
That could have just about put the icing on the cake there, Vossi and Toey, but Rye lived to fight another day. We've played 12 and a half minutes of this 3rd quarter. We have Sereno 11-6-72 to Rye's 5-3-33. Rye come out to Whitty. Whitty on the wing. Members' wing takes the mark. Rye been falling down to the half-forward line. Comes up to Nisbet. Good punch from Nisbet from behind. But that player in Tieran Head who's getting a lot of the footy now has 1 bounce, has 2, has 3 bounces, has 4 bounces. Does he know he handballs it to Marston? Marston should know he could get caught. Back to Lee Treby. Treby goes long, looking for Lockwood or Corp. Comes up and too easy, Sorrento.
Lockwood.
That's Lockwood, and he shouldn't have trouble making the distance from here, Toey. 15 metres out, 45-degree angle.
See, and this is bread and butter for Lockwood. That's where you want him leading from. He's from the top of the square. He's got a great turn of speed off the mark. He got away from his opponent really easily then, and as a result, he's lining up for goal in his range.
No, definitely, you've got to play Lockwood closer to the goals. Play Corp up. And you've got your little players like Burns and these players. You've got McCormick down there, small guys, and Tieran Head gets down there. Comes in, Scotty Lockwood kicks, looks pretty good off the boots, or it's just gone to the left. Well, they're keeping Ryan in this game, Sereno, at the moment. We have played 13 and a half minutes, and we have on the Rye Hotel scoreboard 11-7-73 is Sorrento. Rye trail 5-3-33.
So Henley's got the ball now, half back line, kicks it up towards half forward. Kenyon's got his name written all over it, couldn't take it. Good play there by Whitty, equally as good there by Casper, ducked his head. Appleford gives him a couple of little cheapies in there, and the umpire will take the footy back off him.
Langwarren by 15 points.
Yeah, it's a good result there for the Kangaroos. Bit of Jekyll and Hyde about them this year as well, as Kenyon kicks the ball up towards half forward. Treby comes out, little nudge in the back there, came from Dunn. Good work there by Jennings, attacking the ball hard. Plenty of players diving on top of it. Kirkwood hovering on the outside, so is Jack Crant for Sorrento. And the umpire will bounce the ball right forward pocket for the Sharks, inside 50 metres. They lead 73-33, 40 points is the difference.
Right, need to get the next 2 goals, I think.
Got to, no doubt at all. I reckon they're too far away right now. As Madison lays a big tackle, the umpire said ball held to that right player. I think it's Appleford, and the umpire will come in and bounce again. No, it's Barden.
Kicks, yeah, easy to mix up, but need to get the next two to pull it back to a 28-point ball game if they've got any chance in this last quarter. And it goes up. It was Nisbet against Williams. Comes out to Barton. He can't get it. Comes out to Marston for Sereno. Kicked a scrappy kick, but here comes Danaher from Rye. No one to kick it to. Goes back. Handballs it straight to that player in Chad Harris. Chad Harris runs to an open goal and goes bang.
What happens when you don't have
that is a 46-point ball game at the moment. We've played 15 minutes of the third quarter.
I think we'll be right.
You don't have a right foot, boys.
I think we'll be right today. I think we said Seaford were home a couple of weeks ago. Well, I think Sereno are definitely home.
Well, you're right about the right foot. He was going the right way across the goals, and he doubled back. There was one he didn't have anyone kick to, but still you should have kept running. He's doubled back, got pinged. Handball went straight at Chad Harris. Chad Harris runs in, bang, open goal. And that's a 46-point lead at the 15.5-minute mark of this third quarter. And Rye, Adam Kirkwood goes into the middle. I suppose if you're going to get beaten, you might as well go down fighting. They've put Kirkwood in.
So Williams again gets a decisive tap. There's Danaher again, tackled well. Henley goes in hard, equally as hard there as a young bloke there, and Danny Stevenson probably should have got a feed kick. The umpire said no, put his head over the footy, and his Sereno teammates responded to that as well. All got around him. As Williams versus Nisbet in the ruck again. Nisbet got his hands on that one. Whitty got a kick in towards the centre of the ground. Hallahan coughed it up, didn't have it. Good play there by Kirkwood, just shrugged off a couple, kicks the ball inside 50, comes towards Appleford now, needs some support, gets it from Sterling, right foot kick, touched on the line. Great play there, Joshy Brigden, and he brings it in straight away, finds Marston, who's got the ball, defensive 50, looks for Falk, up on the wing by himself, Treby moves through him now, needs to be a good kick, wasn't. Badly weighted, Treby demanded it, but he should never have gone to him with Mullet coming onto the ground and chopping that off. Wants to play on, he does so now, kicks to the outer side of the ground, terrible kick, put his teammate there in Jennings under all sorts of pressure, taken there by Stevenson, goes inside, looking for his teammate there in Tapscott, couldn't get it, comes out the back again, here's Benny McCormick, handball, just heard a voice, gets it back, right foot snap, Benny McCormick kicks the goal, and look at the celebration from the Team of the Year back pocket player, who's now a forward in the twilight of his career. And he'd have less than 10 goals in his career, I reckon, but he's kicked one. And on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, they move to 12-7. Rye 5-4. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Alrighty, are you all okay? Big day, boys. Brownie?
Yes, coach.
Keep up that rich, full-bodied smoothness, son.
Yes, coach.
Lugger. Here, coach.
Good boy. I know you're new to the team, but you're so crisp and refreshing. Great light straw colour too, son. Keep it up.
Thanks, coach. Pale, IPA, you're the strength and consistency we need on this team.
Mornington Peninsula Brewery love football as much as they love making world-class beer. That's why they're sponsors of local footy. This season, treat yourself to a round of beer and pizza at the Brewery Bar. Mornington Peninsula Brewery, 72 Watt Road, Mornington.
Station sponsor.
Scotty Sterling's got the footy for the Demons. Outer side of the ground, half forward. They're being humiliated now. 51 points the difference. Appleford 1-2, couldn't get it. Winners Kerrs hasn't had a great game this afternoon. He kicked it forward. Henley's been trying hard. The umpire says the ball's gone out of bounds, so right forward pocket for the Demons.
I'm calling it season defining for him at the moment, Toey. It's only round 6, but 16 rounds into the season, 3 losses already. Season defining the way this is going.
Yeah, it's not good. As he puts his head over the footy there in Kenyon. Sterling again trying to crash his way through. Appleford's having a crack as well. Good play there by Greg. He was too strong and too smart there for young James Brigden, and he takes a mark. He's been starved of opportunities this afternoon, but he takes his second mark for the day, and he'll line up for his second goal.
Hadn't had a lot of it today, Greg. Obviously, it hasn't been coming down fluently as the last few weeks, but still has this only his second. I think about only his third or fourth shot for goal, actually. So he should put this through. He's going to have a shot from only 10 metres out top of the goal square, directly in front. So this should be goal, and a badly needed goal for the Rye Football Club as Greg comes in, kicks truly. So Rye on the Rye Hotel scoreboard go to 6 goals, 440, but they trail Sorrento 13 goals, 785, and we have played. I'm just getting
19 minutes.
19 minutes of the third quarter. So Rye, it'll be understatement to say that they need the next couple. But it all looks too late, she cried. Vossi?
It does. At this stage, I can tell you, Tyaber 8.957, Pearstale 7.850.
Wow.
Jeez,
Isn't it amazing? Pearstale come out and smashed Romana last week, and the Yabbies, who haven't won a game, and they're right right in contention right now.
And speaking of Dramana, they're 22 points down to Frankston.
Right, so not a surprise for me there. There's Ryan Williams in the ruck against Jack Nisbet. That's how we started the game, these two going head-to-head. Williams, good play there by Mullet. He rove to him on that occasion. Zach Burns, doesn't he have a crack in the guts there? Tries to get the footy out, he does. Barden spent it before he actually took control of it. He's got it back now, though. Uses it pretty well. Does so to Brady Egan, who's got the ball on the outer wing position. His first effective kick, no, he kicked it straight down the throat there of Johnny Casper. He's got Ryan Potter out wide. Potter, a nice little snap around. Good play, Egan. Came over the top and spoiled what looked was going to be a pretty easy mark there for James Brigden, who's had a pretty good day on Matty Gregg. 45 points the difference, 20 minutes gone, third quarter. Sharks in control.
Boundary throw in. It'll be Nisbet against Williams, and I think if Tapscott's the best on ground, Williams is not far behind him.
I agree.
He hasn't lost a tap out all day. Up they go. He gets another one down, Williams, to the player in Zach Burns. This happened in a couple of seconds ago in the centre of the ground. Morse from Rye hadn't had much of the footy today. He gets it to Kirkwood. Kirkwood to Mullet. Mullet goes in long, looking for Appleford. Appleford, one hand. Let's go to James. And this bloke's played a pretty good game.
Yeah,
Brett Kenyon too. Kenyon goes to the outer wing. It's an up and under kick. Goes to Hallahan. Can't mark it, but we'll take it over the line. And that'll do Sereno. And Brett Kenyon, he's had a pretty good day for a guy, as I said before. Most people thought his senior days were past him. Lost a bit of weight over the summer, and he's playing some very, very good football.
8 kilos he lost.
Yep.
He's wound back the clock.
I think I found him, Toey. And here we go. Comes out to Hallahan. Hallahan gets it to that player in Falk. Falk comes out to Egan. Egan for Sorrento, that is. Kicks it nice and long. Looking for Treby. Treby bounces to Treby. Does it? No, it doesn't. Good play by the Rye defence. Comes out to Dunn. Dunn can't pick it up. It's right out in that bar. Oh, it's going to be a free kick and it'll go to Rye. So
that's great play by Twiggy Dunn. He looked like he was gone for all money, and he was able to hold that ball up. As Millhouse has got the footy, member side of the ground, back pocket, gave it to Mullet. Should be paid the mark is.
Probably chopping the hands, if anything, as well.
Yeah, so. I agree. So Ryan Mullet's been pretty good. How many for him, Vossi?
21-9 this quarter.
And Barden's got it now. So how many for him?
13.
Okay, so he's been a little more quiet. Goes up towards Benny Winners-Kerr. Wasn't a great kick. Ball's going over the line out of bounds. Winners-Kerr not happy with it at all.
No love lost between the Sereno supporters and Benny Winners-Kerr either.
No.
They would be telling him what for.
Yeah, they would. He's a former Sereno junior, wasn't he?
He is. Up they go. It comes down to Mullet. He can't get it. Williams, big Williams, gets on the right foot, kicks it down to the Sereno forward line. Comes out to that player in Harris. Comes out to a left foot snap, and
That's
this looks pretty
goal.
good. I think it's a goal. I think that was Chad Harris or
yeah, I reckon
Stevenson?
It was.
No, I'm trying to look. It might even be Casper. It could be Casper. We're trying to pull him around.
Harris.
It's Harris. Is it Chad Harris?
Yep.
It is. It is Chad Harris, 26 for Sereno, and that was a great left foot goal.
Where'd it come from, though, Billy?
Where'd it come from? It came from Williams.
No. Williams kicked the ball in, gave it to Tapscott, who went bang.
Tapscott.
Well, so he's had his hand in another one, Tapscott.
Yeah, Tapscott is on 5. Kicked 5, should have had 6.
17 touches, and I can tell you Red Hill 10-11-71, Somerville 5-4-34.
Wowee. There'll be a very, very excited fellow RPP footy show panellist on next Saturday morning. Would be Tony Blackford at the moment. He's still got some work to do, though. Siren probably far from going there as the ball's kicked inside the attacking zone of the Sharks again. They lead 14-8-91. 51 points ahead they are of Rye, 6-4-40. So the ball spills out the back. Millhouse, he's worked really hard today, Millhouse. Danaher gets himself into trouble as he's done all afternoon. Right foot snap. A little bit pretty there it was from Tapscott, and the ball goes through for a minor score.
23 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter. Millhouse to bring it into play. Millhouse goes in and kicks it to Whitty. Whitty had a pretty good first quarter. Hasn't done much after that, though, Toey. Oh, it's a shocking kick. It's an outside of the boot kick, but Luck's of fortune goes to Nisbet. Nisbet handball to Dunn. Dunn handballs to Danaher. Danaher goes long looking for Appleford. Going to run onto it. Will he get there before the boundary? No, he won't. And it runs out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in 50, or about 70 metres out from the Rye goal, right in front of the RJ Rowley Pavilion.
I'll tell you what, I saw Appleford in round 1 against Rosebud. Looked well underdone, but looks a hell of a lot better. He's obviously done a fair bit of work, Bealey.
Henley goes in long, looking for Gelino. Gelino for Rye. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Good mark to Adrian Gelino. And he'll have a shot 30 metres out on the right forward pocket for a left footer. So he should kick this Gelino. He'll only have a shot from probably 25 metres out, actually, on a 45-degree angle, and he should bring up Rye's 7th goal. But it looks like the 51-point margin, it's well beyond them at the moment. Gelino, left foot.
Kick one already today.
Comes in 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Oh, geez, I'll tell you what, it's just got there. It wasn't a very good kick off the boot. He's just had travelled about 10 metres in the air the whole long. And I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to be any further out there, Towie. It would not have made the distance. But he's kicked that goal, and that takes Ryan the Rye Hotel scoreboard to 7 goals for 46 to 14-9, and we have played 25 and a half minutes of the third quarter. And geez, that I haven't seen a kick like that for a while.
It was the old worm burner, Billy, and just Matty Gregg just gave Brigden a little nudge and under the pill and just cleared his hands and went through for a goal. So Gelino's second. So Gelino, Scott Sterling and Matty Gregg all have 2 goals each for the Demons as Ryan Mullet attacks the footy again. Treby grabbed him. He didn't have the footy. The umpire saw that every bit of the way. Treby's not happy, but you can't grab a bloke when he doesn't have the footy. So Ryan Mullet's got it. Centre of the ground. He's been asked to come across his mark. He's been pretty good today. Mullet really quiet in the first quarter, but worked pretty hard in the second and third. As Danaher's got it now, kicks it to Henley. He's got his name written all over it. Couldn't get it. Appleford needs some support. Gets it from Winners Kerr. Left foot shot at goal. Nice. Nice goal there from Benny Winners Kerr, the hyphen. And they move to 8 goals, 452 to 14-9-92. Back to 40 points. They've kicked the last 2, the Demons.
Well, they certainly needed it, Ryan. We've played just on 26 and a bit minutes of this third quarter, and they certainly needed those last 2 goals. But she's still a 40-point ball game. So I cannot see Rye coming back from this, but funny things have happened. But I think Sorrento are playing too good a footy. Just taking the foot off the pedal a bit, haven't they, that last 5 minutes?
I'd like to listen to three-quarter time. I've just seen...
Not happy, Nick Jewell?
No, he's just smashed the roof of the coach's box, so he won't be happy with Sorrento taking their foot off the pedal. The ball comes out. Danaher, Williams chops it off, likes what he sees on the outside. It's Trev Madison's got the ball, goes in short. Lovely kick. That's good footy there by the Sharks. Madison, there's not many better that you want to be receiving the footy from when you're screaming out from full forward. Hits the target beautifully every time.
And again, Lockwood leading out from the goal square, where you want him, nice and deep, nice lead. And
he's
Lockwood,
a beautiful mark when he's in front, Billy.
Lockwood's going to take a kick. He'll kick from only 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. There goes the siren for the third quarter. We played 27 and a half minutes. Lockwood comes in after the siren to take his kick. It's a bit of a floater, and it will float through for a point. So a 41-point lead at three-quarter time to Sorrento. They're 14-10-93, or might be 14, can't be right. The scoreboard last there, might have the scoreboard wrong there, but it is a 40 or 41-point lead to Sorrento. And we go to the three-quarter time break. And what's some of the stats, Fossey, in that quarter?
17 inside 50s to 10 in that quarter in favour of Sorrento. I can tell you Ryan Mullet had 10 in that quarter. He's had 22. And the next highest out of the ones we're tracking for Rye, Chris Barton's had 13. Sorrento, Luke Tapscott's had 17 and kicked 5 goals. Lee Treby's had 14. Tieran Head's had 11 and Nick...
And umpire Rowan David in the middle of the ground here at the just absolute picturesque ground here at RJ Roller Reserve. As I said, it's the pick of the grounds. If you want to go and watch footy, this is the one on the Mornington Peninsula to go and watch footy from. It's a wonderful ground. They lead 14-10-94, Sorrento, Rye 8-4-52. So a handy 42-point lead. What's the margin at the end, Michael Voss?
What is it now? 41, 42? I'll say 38.
Okie dokie.
Well, it's Appleford against Williams, and Williams, I don't know if he's lost a tap out this game yet. Here we go, up they go. Appleford does get this one down, so he's back into it, Appleford. But goes to that player in Gladman for Sorrento. Kicks it off to Danny Stevenson. Stevenson, nice handball back, comes in long, looking for Lockwood. Lockwood will Corp it, it's Corp, can't get it, goes down to him. But he's off the ground! Corp off the ground! Lucks a fortune, hit the ground. Corp went for the mark, he spilt the mark, dropped it, bang off the ground, goal. top of the goal square. So,
And Tapscott was the one who booted it in.
Tapscott was the one who booted it in. Now, Tapscott's gone on ball, so he's obviously feeling a lot better and said, boys, I want to run on ball. So he's had his 3 quarters in the forward line, kicked his 5 goals. He started on ball.
Sick of kicking goals,
Sick
Billy.
of kicking goals. I'm going on ball to cause a bit of havoc.
Billy,
and Nick Corp's gone bang.
I know that a week's a long time in football, and I know that 2 weeks before the next game, but the next 3 games for your boys: Frankston away, Hastings at home, and Sorrento away.
Yes, it's
doesn't get any easier.
Doesn't get any easier.
No, you play Sorrento in 4 weeks' time, don't
That's
you?
right, at their ground.
15
mate.
Yeah, their ground. So up they go again in the centre. Williams got that one again. Gladman's been terrific, hasn't he, this afternoon, the youngster, coming back from the Frankston Dolphins. I think there's a few Dolphins that are out playing at their home clubs this afternoon. Hudson Thomas, I know, is playing at Frankston. Geez, he did it easy then. Williams, he got ripped across the throat. I'm not sure what game Rowan David's watching, but he's not watching the same one that I'm watching, because Gladman got his throat ripped out and the umpire just said play on. Eventually Brady Egan's held up. James Hallahan having a little crack at him. The umpire's going to bounce the ball centre half forward for the Demons, kicking towards the Melbourne Road end. Adam Kirkwood, third man up. Ball spills down. Tapscott again from half back, kicks it out wide, foot race on. Stevenson versus Henley. Henley a little cleaner on that occasion, kicked it up towards the 50-metre line. Needs a player to run onto it. There's a player, Joe Wills. Haven't seen much of him today, the 16-year-old. Tapscott just goes in, burns a few off, gets a handball out to Williams, gives him some work to do. Got one in the back, good work there by Kirkwood it was though. Gives it to Whitty, standing start from 50, kicks it. Needed to kick the first goal of the final quarter, and they did so. 9 goals for, 58 to 15-10.
No,
94.
you missed Corp's goal, Corp's soccer goal.
Oh, I did too. 15-10, 100.
Yes, no, look, good play by Rye then. It was good play by Whitty, good finishing off.
He's kicked like that now, Billy, from 50 standing start.
Yeah, but you're right about Joe Wilson. He's only a young kid, but sometimes the young kids need to sometimes go back. I think next week he might find himself going back to the under-17s or under-19s, but probably the under-17s. He hasn't had much of the ball today, and he's learned a lot from playing against very good opposition.
So we're back in the centre again. Williams versus Appleford. Williams again got the tap. Gladman couldn't trap it. Good play there by Appleford. He's been really competitive today. I've loved his game, in fact. As the ball comes down towards Trev Madison. Winner's Kerr goes in hard. Sereno player in the bottom of the footy there. There's a free kick he's found. He's waving his arms all over the place, the umpire. So the free kick's gone down there for the young fella there in Harris. He gave it to Head, who got himself into all sorts of trouble. Taken there by Mullet, got his kick to it. That was clever, because he could have been pin folding the ball. There's Wills, that was good. At least he got his handball out, didn't panic. Egan, he needs a few more runs before he gets his match practice back. And the ball eventually is held up on the outer side of the ground, and the umpire will throw the ball up half forward for the Sharks, outer side of the ground. They lead by 42 points.
He certainly had a day he'll rather forget. Brady Egan for right. Ball up, 70 metres out from the Sereno goal. Up they go. It's Williams and Appleford. Appleford does get this one down, but it sort of goes straight to Williams, who gets Howard, but it comes out to the right player in Kirkwood. Kirkwood goes forward. That man Kenyon, Brett Kenyon for Sereno. Kicks in the centre half forward. Kirkwood gets it for Ryder. Henley goes out to Whitty. Whitty in the centre of the ground has one bounce. He might have another. No, he doesn't. Goes in looking for Greg. It's a terrible kick over his head. Lux of Fortune gets it to Millhouse for Rye, and Millhouse kicks Rye's 10th goal of the day. So that brings Rye and the Rye Hotel scoreboard to 10 goals for 64. They trail out of Sereno 15-10-100, and we've played 4 minutes of this last quarter.
And you're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Jalna is an Australian-owned second-generation family business that makes us very fussy about what we put into every delicious, creamy pot of Jalna yogurt. For 55 years, we've insisted that it's free from artificial sweeteners, preservatives, gelatin and colouring. In fact, anything unnatural. Only Goulburn Valley milk, pure ingredients and friendly cultures, pot set in the traditional manner. Simple and pure the way food should be. From our family to yours, Jalna, a little pot of purity, a station sponsor.
So the Demons have kicked 2 on the trot. Millhouse to make it 3. No, just pushes it to the near side through for a minor score. So the Demons just attacking at the moment. The whole attitude of I've got nothing to lose is coming to the fore.
And look, Sereno, the Sereno players look a little bit tired, but they deserve to be. They've worked hard for 3 quarters. You know, they do look a bit like that Rye running a little bit more, but Rye have been chasing tail all day, and Sorrento can afford a little bit to, or the kick in for the Toronto player there didn't go to plan. Comes out to Gelino for Roy. Gelino to Henley. Henley gets it smothered though. Comes out to Gelino again. Gelino goes back looking for Mullet. Mullet balks once, balks twice, gets a kick in. Looking for Matty Gregg. It's a goal to Mullet. So a little bit of life back in the game. We've played 5 minutes of this last quarter, just on 6 minutes, and Rye have kicked the last 3 goals.
Nick Jules doing his block.
Nick Jules not happy. And you can sense Toronto have stopped a little bit. I mean, I don't think they're certainly not going to get beaten, but Nick Jules would not want to lose this last quarter.
No.
And he wouldn't want Rye to kick 5 or 6 to their 1 or 2.
Could be a vital thing at the end.
Well, it could be.
Just a correction to the score I mentioned before at Pearsdale, boys. I mentioned Pearsdale were 10-9 to 8-10. Just on the T-map there, it does say that Tyabb are 10-10 and Pearsdale are 9-9.
Wow.
So it says Tyabb are 7 points in front.
Let's all barrack for the Yabbies to get home. Good play there by Appleford.
29-point ball game at the moment. We've played 6.5 minutes of last quarter, and Rye are kicking with a slight breeze.
It was 28 points the difference at half-time, and the margin was 42 at three-quarter time. So they've been able to get a couple of goals in front in this last quarter, Rye. But they still trail, as Bealey said, by 29 points. As Lee Treby kicks the ball up towards full forward, the fall of it, Corp. Can he grab it? There he is, Harris. Gave it to Stevenson. He got thrown to the ground, didn't have the footy against Brady Egan. And it's one of those ones, isn't it, where you think the opposition's got the footy, you lay the tackle, and they didn't have it. Probably just went a bit too far, though, with the tackle, especially that spot of the ground. You've got to be a little bit more careful. And it's going to be costly because he should go back, the young fella for Sereno, Danny Stevenson, and should kick this. And this will put it back to a 35-point ball game. You know, it's a funny thing. Footy, Redhill last week were 22 points down at this stage and ended up winning the game. So Ryder got the next goal. Would have been interesting. But Stevens comes in, 35 metres out, has a shot, looks pretty good, and he kicks it straight through the centre. So that gets them back to a 35-point lead, Sorrento, and we have played 7.5 minutes of this final quarter. So they answer the challenge, the Sharks. That'll please the coach because they did go off the boil momentarily. The crowd started to get
42 points up, weren't they? 42 points up at three-quarter time. Wright picked them back to 29, but that's the steadier they wanted.
So we're back in the centre of the ground again. Umpire Rowan David just getting himself to the right side.
Interestingly, Brady Egan, they put him back and swapped Millhouse forward.
It's not a bad move. As the ball goes up in the centre of the ground again. Good play there by Nisbet. He was the one that got that tap out. Plenty of players crash in there. The umpire's not prepared to give a free kick, so he'll grab the footy again. Restart play in the centre of the ground here. Telstra Stores, Moyes and Rosebud, match of the day. Wonderful supporters of RPP FM as Zach Burns just sells some candy. Kicks the balls up towards inside 50. Lockwood comes out and takes the mark. Geez, there's not a more graceful player in the competition than Scott Lockwood in full flight.
Had a better second half, hasn't he, Lockwood?
He's been terrific. He's really found some confidence. How'd he go last week, Vossi?
Handballs to Hallahan. Hallahan from 55 goes bang, and that's a goal. And that is poor checking from the Rye midfield because Hallahan because Lockwood wouldn't have made the distance.
Nope.
Hallahan's rang round him, said, give me the handball, took the handball and gone bang from 55. And now we're back to a 41-point ball game, boys.
How did Lockwood go last week, Vossi?
He kicked 2 last week.
Did he look as dangerous as he did as today? Has he attacked the footy like he did today?
I think he's attacked the footy. I think he's attacked the footy better today than what he did last week, to be perfectly frank. But
I'd go to say this is Sereno's best game this year.
Yeah, I would. No doubt. They've been pretty complete, Bealey.
4-quarter effort. They're 41 points up, and they're playing some good footy.
And Zach Burns has been terrific. He's got the ball out of the centre, down to Tapscott. Gets thrown off the booty there. That was good play there by Jennings on this occasion. Almost got himself into trouble. Found Dunn. Gives it back to Jennings now. He goes in short. Finds Danaher. Gets smashed to the ground there by Tapscott. That would have hurt. Good play there by Madison to offer some support. Coming in too was Kyle Lynch. Ball comes back out to the members' side of the ground. Taking the mark there is Treby. Likes what he sees. Kicks it up inside 50. There's Tapscott again. Geez, he's worked hard this afternoon, Luke Tapscott. And I reckon this one might be beyond him. There's Hallahan going for a cheapie again.
He'll kick this Tapscott. He's not a bad kick, and everything's going right for him today. I think he'll make the distance. He's going to kick from 55. Although it's against a bit of a slight breeze, so it might just...
20th touch, Bealey.
20th touch.
20 touches, 5 goals to date.
Oh, lovely
Jeez,
kick.
He's got a
lovely kick. Lovely kick, just to the right, though, for a point. But made the distance nice and easy.
He did. So behind there to Luke Tapscott, 17-10, 1-1-2. Sorrento leading Rye, 11-5, 71. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard as the ball comes out to the members' side again. 2-on-1. Marston, can he trap it? No, but Whitty can. Gave it to Kirkwood. Little chip kick was nice. Found Millhouse. He likes something he sees short. That's Danaher. No, it's not.
Lynch.
It's Lynch.
Hasn't had much of it today.
Not at all. He's not alone, though, for the Demons. There's been a few quiet ones, so Lynch is getting himself into a bit of trouble here. Gives it to Millhouse. He's under pressure. They're trying to work their way out. In good hands in Danaher. Kicks it to the top of the square. Numbers back for Sereno, including
3-1.
Nick Corp. And he taps the ball over the line and out of bounds.
Pretty poor kick that. You're kicking to the forward pocket to Gelino, who's got a 3-on-1 situation. Got to go top of the goal square.
Absolutely. Right forward pocket for the Demons. They're being soundly beaten, 71 to 113. The last score we got from Tyab versus Pearcedale was that the Yabbies were in front as Gelino snaps for goal through for a minor score. So 11-6, 72 to 17-11, 113. 11 and a half minute mark in the final quarter. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Thanks to Moynes Peninsula Breweries. Mossy, some inside 50 stats in this last quarter.
6-4 in favour of Sorrento.
So the Sharks are in possession of the footy again. Benny McCormick goes up the line. There he is again, Tapscott. Wants to move the ball quickly. Gets on the left. Where is the young fella there in Harris? He got caught behind. Ball hits the deck. Taken there by Harris again. Handball out there to Lockwood was good. He spilt what he should have taken. Right foot snap around the corner. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, but it rolls across the face and out of bounds.
I don't think he really knew, but he just threw it on his boot. But it's going to have a boundary throw in 20 metres or 15 metres out from the Sereno goal. Very dangerous position for the Rye defence. Up they go. It's Appleford. Appleford doesn't get it. Comes down to Treeby. He can't take it. It could be a free kick. No, play on. Kirkwood gets it for Rye. His handball goes to Winners Kerr, but he's pushed across the ball. Comes to that player in Casper. Comes to Danaher from Rye. Danaher clearing kick to the wing, looking for Millhouse.
Good mark.
Millhouse, good mark against Kenyon. Although Kenyon's been fantastic all day for Sereno. Millhouse goes long, looking for Greg. Matt Gregg hasn't had much of it, but hasn't had a lot of supply either. And it's over his head. Comes back, but he does get Butter up. Goes out of bounds. Will throw in 60 metres out from the, or 40 metres out from the Rye goal.
Are you surprised they haven't maybe brought Greg out, maybe to centre half forward and maybe for 10 to 15 minutes just to try and get him in the game, because he would have had probably 4 touches of the day.
Yeah, true. It's something they could have done, Vossi, for sure.
So the umpire throws the ball back in again. This time it's Corp who wins it. There's a little throw in there. The umpire let it go. Eventually he'll come in and bounce again. 50 metres out from the Demons' goal. Members' side of the ground. They trail 72 to 113. 13 and a half minutes gone in the final quarter. So plenty of players around this stoppage. Third man up was Kirkwood. Barden, he's held up there by Felk. And Felk's had the job on him for most of the afternoon. Done a pretty good job. How many for Barden?
Barton's had 14.
So that's a massive win there for Felk.
Yep.
Taken there by Kirkwood. He's been their best, you would think, this afternoon. Kicks the ball into the forward pocket. Gelino sees the ball over the line and out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. About 20 metres around from the Demons' goal, kicking towards the Melbourne Road end in this final quarter. They trail 72 to 113 and bang on 14 minutes in the final term. We'll get some around the grounds too, Vossi, if you can get any fresh ones for us as the ball comes back into play again. Good play there by Corp. Could have dropped the footy though. Going in hard there was Egan. Couldn't get it out. Treeby just busts his way out and they're out here. Here's Benny McCormick. Takes a bounce. You don't often see him do that. Goes in short. Nice kick it was. Found Maxi Gardner who's got the ball at half forward. Kicks the ball inside. Needs to be a good one. It wasn't. Couldn't find Tapscott. Going hard there was Thompson. Tapscott trying to butter up. Thompson's going to get a free kick. And a 50, I reckon it's going to be,
yeah,
is it?
Yeah, 50.
Against Ben Winners-Kurt.
Just milked it a little bit, but did get a push in the face. So the 50 will be against the Sereno player. It'll go to, and Thompson will take it. I think it was Kenyon, is it? I don't know. He's given
Scotty Lockwood.
Scotty Lockwood. It was Scotty Lockwood.
He got the brace and bits because the hyphen was in his face.
Fair 50 too.
It was a nice 50. So Dane Thompson.
You don't get them when you're in just, you're 10 points down, do you?
Wowee. Not sure what he was doing there, but he kicked it straight down the throat of Brent Kenyon, who finds that man Tapscott again. Lockwood wants it long. Jennings is caught out of position here. Lockwood, you fancy him from here over the back. Does it sit? No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Goal. Lockwood butted up nicely, and that was terrific, played by Chad Harris again. He's really announced himself this afternoon.
That was really unselfish because he could have just put that through himself.
He could have
palmed it off to Lockwood.
It is, and on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, it's 18 1119 to 11 672. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Looking for the perfect place to enjoy fine food on the peninsula? Then check out the Heritage Taverns. With local produce from paddock to plate, you'll love their fine diversity of dishes. And with space for the kids to play, they offer a truly family-friendly atmosphere. Plus, every Sunday from 3 till 6, enjoy live music while tasting the many fine local beers, wine and spirits available. Wine, dine and indulge at the Heritage Tavern, 3059 Frankston Flinders Road, Balnarring. Phone 5983 2597. Proud station sponsor.
And we're back at the RJ Rowley Reserve. Kick down by the Toronto player. And Lockwood goes up again, but it's pushed over bounds and over the line out of bounds. It'll be throw in 25 metres out from the Sereno goal. And just when you thought Rye were going to add some respectability to the scoreboard, Sereno have gone bang, bang, bang and kicked the next few goals.
They look the goods. Treevey looks like he's going to go in the ruck. No, Lockwood says, I'll have a crack up against Appleford. Appleford ragdolled him in the ruck there. There he is again. The young fella there. That's a lovely left foot kick. Does it got the journey? No, it bounces over the head. Henley just taps it through for a minor score. But that was a terrific kick there by Max Gardner.
He's been a right Gardner too.
Yeah, he has. The youngsters, as the Prez said at half time, all their youngsters have had a fair bit of the footy this afternoon. Trapped there by Millhouse on the outer side of the ground. No, it wasn't. It was Whitty. He goes into the centre. It was a terrible kick, though. That's been costly for them today as Tieran Head makes him pay. Kicks it to the outer side of the ground. And not sure who that is. Is that Egan who's got the ball?
Marston, I think. Marston.
Yes, You're right. Spot on. So Marston, Nick Marston, he's kicked a goal this afternoon. He had a terrific opening quarter.
Ripper first quarter.
He did. So he'll kick from about 50, Beerley.
Yep, 48-point lead to Sereno. Comes in, nice looking kick. It might just go to the left. No, it's coming back around. Great kick and a great goal from Marston from Sorrento. Nick Marston's kicked that. Had a great first quarter, and now it's just a bit of a show here. Sereno, they've gone to I think that's a 54-point lead now to Sorrento. They go to 18 goals, or 19-12, I think, 126 to Rye 11-6-72. So
54 points.
54 points, and as we said, Rye got within 29 points at the 6-minute mark of the last quarter.
They did.
And there was a bit of a sniff that maybe they get another couple of goals. Anything could happen. But Sereno, and I think Nick Jewell sent the runner out to the on-ballers and to the forwards.
Give him a clip,
and they've responded. Up they go. Appleford just get the tap down. But here comes that player, Tieran Head. Good smother, though, from Kirkwood from Rye. Comes to Lynch, hasn't had much of it from Rye. Lynch gets it to Mullet. Mullet goes long, looking for, I think it's Greg, but Greg can't get there. He gets it on the bounce. Will he be able to bend over and pick it up? No, he can't, and it's going to be a boundary throw in about 40 metres out from the Rye goal.
Geez, Brigden's been good on him today. Let's go to Michael Voss. Thanks some more to Peninsula Brewery. Some around the grounds.
Langwarren 12-14-86, Mornington 9-10-64. Pines are 10 points up on Coringa. YCW 41 points up on Edithvale. Mount Eliza 20 points up on Seaford.
As Zach Burns, who's been outstanding as well today, comes down to Ryan Potter. He kicks the ball long. Foot races on. Tapscott, does it sit? Yes, it does. Gets onto his right foot. Kick around the corner. Wants Hallahan. Got his name written all over it. Takes it. Goes in short. Finds Jack Grant, who runs to 50 onto the left foot. Jack Grant, that's beautiful footy. That is beautiful footy there from Sorrento, from deep in defence. And the young fella Jack Grant nails it from 50 metres. And the margin's blown out to 10 goals.
Yeah, 60-point ball game now, as we spoke about. It was 29 points about 13 minutes ago, and then bang, Sereno have just lit the RJ Rowley Reserve up. That was a great goal. Lovely long left footer from 55. Great run from the wing.
Geez, you got some nice kids, Beerley.
They have, and it's a little bit of a, it definitely is a little bit of a rebuilding thing for Sereno, but they're rebuilding at the right time. They've still got some great senior players, and here he comes to Hallahan. Hallahan out of the centre. Comes down to the forward position. Up goes Casper. Can't take the mark. Sorry, it wasn't Casper. It was Maxi Gardner. Maxi Gardner. Gladman runs in. This one, the young boys. And Gladman goes bang, but kicks a point. And they're talking about young players. Isn't a good pickup today. Has been Shannon Gladman from Frankston. So, 61-point lead. We have played 20 minutes of this last quarter.
Gladman's a name that's synonymous with Sereno,
it is.
isn't it?
Chippy Gladman's his old man.
Yep.
Good Sereno player. Up they go. Comes down to Wills and Henley. Both look at each other. Comes out the back to a bloke I'm going to give a vote to soon. And that's Brett Kenyon. Brett Kenyon goes to good handball out to Tieran Head. Tieran Head goes short. This bloke's had a lot of the footy in the last quarter. Maxi Gardner goes long looking for Corp or Lockwood. Up they go! Lockwood. That's a great mark to Scotty Lockwood. Hasn't he had a good...
Marston.
That's Marston. And he's had a good last quarter too, Marston.
Yep.
I reckon some of these Sereno players, the first 6 or 7 minutes, all of a sudden they were, letting Rye get back in the game, and they've just turned it on this last 13 or 14 minutes, and I think they've kicked. This will be the fifth in a row, I reckon.
Yep, they're dominating.
And this Marston's off a wing. He's going for goal number 3, I think, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Yep, on off a wing. He's had a great game. Comes in, 25 out, and goes bang straight through the middle. And this is becoming a bit of a procession at the RJ Rowley Reserve. And as the Rye players are dropping their heads, they're having a bit of a, I'll go here, you go there, but it's all too late, I tell you. And Sorrento are on top of the ground, and they are having a ball.
And you're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Bayside Nissan offers competitive insurance, flexible finance, and the best prices across a massive range of new pre-owned and demonstrator vehicles. Our award-winning local dealership teams are committed to giving you great service, great deals, and a host of after-sales benefits only a large group can offer. So come in, ask about our easy as 123 finance plan, or find us at baysidedeals.com.au. Great brands, great people, and great cars.
Station sponsor.
So the Demons in all sorts of trouble. They have been for most of the day, let's be honest, as Matt Gregg takes the mark. About 50 metres out from goal, so he's booted only 2 goals. James Brigden's been terrific on him this afternoon. He's been starved of opportunity,
yes,
let's be honest.
Certainly hasn't had it coming down as it should be for
but
a full forward.
Brigden's been good on him.
He has. No, he's been good. Now, Matty Gregg, I'll tell you, he's 55 out. He's on the left-hand, wrong side for a left footer.
He'll nail it.
He'll nail it. He'll probably kick this. He's a great, fantastic kick, and even though it's not going to do much for the score, but it might add a little bit of a respectability. Here he comes, Matt Gregg, 50 metres out, goes long, nice-looking kick. It's just not going to make the distance, or is it? I think it has.
How did Williams let that one go
think it is going to be a goal.
Oh, yeah, it's a goal.
And it's a goal. It is a goal. That's a good goal to Matt Gregg. That takes Rye to 12 goals, 678, but they trail by 61 points, 21-13, 139. We've played 22 and a half minutes of this last quarter, and the siren cannot come quick enough for the Rye Football Club.
No, that's true.
I'll just read you a message, boys. I've got a message here to say the Dramana Frankston game. Dramana called a head count. Numbers came in correct. Free kick only paid against Dramana.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's a wowee. I don't think I've seen that a lot in senior football.
Yeah, but if they've got an extra player on the ground, that's it, isn't it?
Your scores go back to naught.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. But
they've only got a free kick, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there as Tieran Head grabs the footy, kicks it out wide, finds Danny Stevenson. Jack Grant wants it. He ignores him, just slowing the game down a little bit. So Stevenson's got the footy. The red nut goes inside now. Where's Corp? Where's Lockwood? They're both there. Lockwood laid the tackle. Harris, good play there by Taylor. Appleford, Winters, Kerr. Jennings now, little short chip, nice. Finds Danaher. Danaher, there's a free kick. No, there's a player that's in a bit of trouble, and the umpire just stopping play. That's Zach Burns. Been outstanding today.
You only stop the play if there's going to be a stretcher on the ground.
That's what I would have thought.
I don't know why they've stopped the play. He's jogging off, so the umpire's made a blue there. But when you're 61 points down, it doesn't really matter.
Adam Kirkwood not happy.
Nah, look, Roy had the run of the ball, but it doesn't matter. There's 61 points down, so it's we've played 24 minutes. Danaher for Rye. He goes into the middle of the ground looking for Kirkwood. Kirkwood against Head. Oh, Head, great play here in Head. Head goes long now, looking for and finding. No, he doesn't find Lockwood. Comes out the back to Corp. Cork trying to push Ryan Taylor off it. He gets a handball across, and that's little Danny Stevenson, I reckon. He's kicked a point. 62-point margin. We have played 24 and a half minutes of this last quarter, and Sorrento Football Club today have shown Rye a very clean pair of heels.
They have, as Ryan Taylor gets it, kicks it out wide, half back line, member side. Henley goes in short, looking for Appleford. It was a terrible kick. They needed to be out to his left to give him some sort of opportunity to take the mark. And an easy punch away there from Ryan Williams.
And he's the bloke that's going to get 2 votes from me.
Oh, yes.
He's had a great day. Williams up. He gets it down, but it goes to Mullet from Rye. Mullet gets on his left foot. He's run about 20 metres. The umpire says play on, goes to Jennings. Jennings goes short to Gelino. Hasn't had much of it, Gelino, today. Gets on his left foot. Goes long, looking for Gregg. Gregg on the lead. Can't take the mark. Goes out the back, but there's no one there for Rye. And it goes out of bounds Boundary throw in 25 metres from the right goal.
So 12-6-78 plays 21-14, 140.
Just further to that count, I can tell you that goal umpires apparently take note of the scores at the time of the count, and the league will take action later.
Ooh, right, okay. So the rule is the rule, so it's going back to 0, I'd suspect.
Yep.
And Frankston
so they had a
head count.
Oh, they had an extra one though. No,
yes.
You said they didn't, or did they?
They thought they did, but it all worked out okay.
No, they didn't have a head.
They didn't.
No, they didn't.
Did they or didn't they? Why did they get a free kick then?
Well, no, the free kick goes to the opposite side.
The free kick was paid against
them for calling the head count.
Right.
That's what happens.
So the ball...
Who's on first?
I don't know. What's on second?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, that's all we can do here. We can crack a few gags. Sorrento are 62 points
up. How are you feeling now, Billy?
I'm feeling.
Feeling all right?
I'm feeling all right. No, I'm not feeling good at all. The hangover's gone, but
yeah, that's good.
Anyway, it'll be a big night tonight other than this because it's the Premiership reunion. But at the ground, it is Sorrento and it's all Sorrento. But Adam Kirkwood bursts through the centre of the ground, kicks it over looking for Lynch, who hasn't had much of it today. Lynch, can he pick it up? Yes, he can. He's got McCormack hot on his trail. He goes in long looking for and doesn't find. Great spoil by that man who's going to get a vote.
Kenyon.
Red Kenyon.
Stixie.
And I bagged him a couple of weeks ago on the radio show. I think it said he was out. He was gone. He shouldn't be playing senior footy. He shoved it up me and said, "Cop that, Billy."
He has.
He's had a great game.
He's kept sunscreen sexy, hasn't he? No doubt about that. Stix Kenyon as the ball comes spilling out now. There he is, McCormack. Little ball comes out to Gladman. Can he pick it up? He was off with it before he even picked it up. Gets one in the back. Umpire said no. You dived, Sunshine. Give the ball to me.
27 minutes gone in this last quarter. Probably go 29-30. Been a lot of goals kicked.
Yeah, there has been a few goals
by
kicked.
Sorrento.
Yeah, there has been 7 goals by Sorrento and 4 by Rice. So 11 goals kicked in the last quarter as Williams just grabs the ball out of the ruck, had a second go at it, kicks the ball up towards the half-forward line. Out comes Corp, takes the mark. He's got something he likes inside. That's a wonderful kick, and there's Marston again, who's just wandered inside 50, and he'll have a shot for goal from about 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
I really reckon it's Steve Danaher's man. They're on the outer wing, and he's giving Steve Danaher a bath in his last quarter. He's going to be his second or third goal, is he?
Yeah, he is. Fourth.
Fourth goal. He's kicked through. This is his third this quarter.
Yeah.
I think this is third goal.
Kicked one in the opening term, 2 in this quarter.
Or he might even get in. Someone might miss a vote because this bloke. Oh no, his second and third quarter wasn't that strong, but his first.
You can't give eight one votes.
His first and fourth have been fantastic. Comes in Marston, looks pretty good, but it's going to go to the right. So that saves me having to change my votes because from a wing, when you kick 4 goals, you nearly get one, but he's only going to kick 3 from the wing. We've played 28 minutes of this last quarter. I think it'll go about 30.
So Harry Whitty to bring the ball back into play. He's got the shiny blue boots. We love him. Goes towards Danaher. Needed to take that mark. Oh, he did take that mark, umpire, I think. The umpire's giving him the benefit of the doubt, so there'll be a ball up about 30 metres out from goal directly in front. Plenty of players around the contest. Corp just throws out the young bloke out of the way. Comes out. The umpire's found a free kick. No, he hasn't. Chad Harris, can he run onto it? No, Mullet. He sees the ball over the line through for a minor score. And young Chad Harris tried to take him from the points, bring him back out into play and then claim holding the ball. But the umpire wasn't buying that one as Ryan Mullet. How many has he had in the last quarter, Vossi?
Only 4.
Yeah, he's been quiet in the last quarter. There's a free kick. It's going there to Rye. It's going to Steve Danaher. So got up holding his finger or his wrist. And
finger, I think.
Yeah, might have dislocated something there.
I can tell you, Toey, that Brendan Tibbles has just tweeted on the MPNFL media page that there looks to be a lot of upsets happening, so stay tuned, I guess, at the end of the game for those scores.
Yeah, as Falk, he goes for the footy, gets rammed into the fence there by the Rice skipper in Adam Kirkwood. The umpire will throw the ball back into play right in front of the Sorrento fans.
Mail coming through, Tyeb's up by a point, boys. Mail coming through, so might get Vossi to check that. Tyeb up by a point.
As Twiggy Dunn gets the ball, handballs it off to Henley, sees Millhouse up on the wing position. Thought about playing on, but there's a bit of a how do you do going on there too with young Gladman. So Gladman's in there, Kirkwood comes in, not sure why they need to come, why Kirkwood needs to come in. Gladman's about 1'3", and he was up against Twiggy Dunn, so that was going all right. As Whitty and Gladman having a crack at each other again. Tieran Head comes in. Nick Corp just trying to come and clean things up a little bit. As Millhouse has got a 50-metre penalty and he'll have a shot for goal from about 30 metres out. Been one of their best today, Dean Millhouse.
There goes the siren.
He's already all over. One. And Dean Millhouse will come in for his second goal for the afternoon. And He's been a good four-quarter contributor today, one of their best, as Dean Millhouse, as he kicks the goal. But the siren's gone, it went 30 minutes. And Sorrento have run out winners 21-16, 142 to 13-6, 84. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Hi, I'm Jack, and my dad's Pete from the Mornington and Rosebud Telstra stores. This year's winners of the Telstra Licensee of the Year award. My dad has been really busy lately, but he and the team have been recognised for their customer service excellence. And you really need to get in store and experience it for yourself. So drop in and see the Telstra Licensee of the Year team at the Telstra store in Mornington or Rosebud.
Or call us on 1300 My Telstra.
And in the meantime, I'm off to go kick the footy with Dad. Well done, Dad.
Thanks, son.
A station sponsor.
Back to the RJ Rowley Reserve, and it's a resounding victory by the Sorrento Football Club, and that was a good day for Sorrento boys. They really, from the first bounce, they got a breakaway in that first quarter, and they built a lead up at 19 points at quarter time, and they extended that lead to 26 points at half time. Still anyone's game at half time, but that third quarter, Sorrento put the afterburners down. Were kicking with a slight breeze, and Ryan knew they had to be closer than I think it was 42 points at three-quarter time, boys, Toey. So
a commanding victory, no doubt about that. They booted 7 goals, 6 in that last quarter. 13 scoring shots they had, Sorrento, against Rye, who booted 4 goals too. So the margin was 19 points at quarter time, and that's when Sorrento did their best work, was opening that game in that opening quarter. It was Luke Tapscott, Zach Burns, Tyrone Head, Ryan Williams in the ruck. Nick Marston got amongst it. Shannon Gladman was influential as well in that first quarter. And that really set up the game for them. They kicked away in the second quarter, led by 26 points, extended that margin to 42 at three-quarter time. And the eventual margin there, as we said, was 58 points, 21-16, 142 to 12-6, 84. And that's the way the scoreboard read. The Rye Hotel scoreboard at the conclusion of play. Luke Tapscott booted 5. Nick Marston booted 3, as did Chad Harris, 2 each to Danny Stevenson, James Hallahan and Nick Corp. Jack Grant kicked 1, Scott Lockwood 1, Ben McCormick 1 and Shannon Gladman 1. For Rye, Matty Gregg booted 3, 2 each to Scott Sterling, Harry Whitty and Adrian Gelino, and 1 goal apiece to Ben Winters-Kerr, Ryan Mullett and Dean Millhouse.
That'll be 13-6, 84, Toey.
13-6, is it?
Yeah, 13-6 it was.
Sorry.
And you know the thing about